Welcome back, Commander.
Hello there, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to answer a simple question. Is it possible to complete the Red Alert 2 Allied campaign using only infantry? Here are some of the rules for this playthrough. Only infantry can attack or defend. Defensive structures are allowed, but no basewalking with them. I can use any units without weapons. For example, I can use the transports. I can build as many miners as I want. If I get a war miner, I use it only for mining. Any tanks I get as reinforcements can be used for scouting, but eventually need to be destroyed or stashed in a corner somewhere. In the mission Last Chance, I can use the destroyers to safely escort the transports, and that's it. We're playing on hard difficulty mode. This is a short version of the gameplay with commentary of the game plan I had for each map, explaining my strategies and ideas. There will be a longer video up at a later date with full gameplay. Now with that out of the way, let's do this. There isn't much to be said about the first mission, as you can't build any tanks. There are 3 grizzly tanks hidden on the map, but we are going to ignore those and finish the mission with Tanya and GIs, as intended. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Mission 2, Eagle Down. Eagle Down is another mission where we're going to rely on Tanya, but this time we're going to use Rocketeers too. Rocketeers will be our close friends during this video. First, we need to find some hidden, promoted Rocketeers to the west. Then we recapture the Allied base as instructed. Now we use the Rocketeers to harass the main Soviet base until our main attack force is ready. With our attack force we destroy the Soviet base and the mission is complete. Pretty easy so far. Hail to the Chief is the first mission that will take a bit longer to finish. First we garrison the structures for defense and build up our economy with multiple miners. Then we train some Rocketeers and start attacking stray Soviet units on the map. We use our engineers to repair various landmarks to gain cash crates. The few reinforcements we get, we either destroy or send to be destroyed. Now, like before, we train a bunch of GIs and rush the enemy. Mission complete. Mission 4, Last Chance. This mission forces us to use units. I use the destroyers as fodder for enemy fire, as I want to protect my transports. We do sink a few submarines on our way to the beachhead, as I can't stop the destroyers from attacking the subs. This is also the first mission I had to restart. On my first attempt I unloaded my transports too far north, and I got overrun. So this time I unload my forces lower on the map. Because I don't need those destroyers anymore, I send them to be destroyed by the Grand Cannons. Because of those patrolling flak tracks, I decided not to rely too heavily on Rocketeers this time around and use GIs. I garrison them in civilian structures, and using that tactic I try to get as close as possible to the Soviet base to kill their power. Once the power is down, I use Rocketeers to clear out the garrison buildings, a step I didn't need to take, but I wanted to get my kill count up. Then I destroyed the amplifier. As we all know, that makes Vladimir very angry and he nukes Chicago. Overkill much? This is another mission that is meant to be completed using infantry only, but if you're sneaky enough, you can actually capture the Soviet base and crush Soviets with their own units. I do a combo of those tactics here. First, I proceed as normally to infiltrate the battle lab. Once I get the location of the nuclear silos, I go and find a crashed plane with a couple of GIs and engineers. I use the engineers to capture the Soviet base and build conscripts and miners. This step is entirely unnecessary, but still fun to do. I proceed with Tanya and kill the first silo. Then free the captured GIs and Grizzly tank. The tank needs to be sacrificed to the gods for luck, so we destroy it. Now we use a spy to shut down the power, and Tanya to destroy the second nuclear silo. The gods are happy. When I was young, I hated this mission. I found it really hard, but it's pretty easy if you're using all of the units available to you. But we can't do that here. So we micro our prison towers at the start, so they fire at tanks, not conscripts. We repair the civilian structures to the north, with the goal of defending the first attack from that side. Now that the first few attacks are over, we build up our economy. That means miners and spies. Spies are incredibly useful. At the same time, we expand our defenses to the bridges, both to the south and to the north. Once we have a large enough force of rocketeers, we take out the first base and move our defenses up. This might be unnecessary, but better safe than sorry. We have a pretty strong hold on the map now, so we march forward with our GIs and again take over the area around the White House. Didn't we do that already in Hail to the Chief? For this mission, we'll be using the same tactic people use when trying to do a speedrun of the Allied campaign. By the way, I have a speedrun available on my channel as well. Link to that video is in the description. Anyway, what you do is build multiple barracks, train multiple rocketeers, and try to destroy this one sentry gun on an island, before the Soviets complete their beachhead invasion. There. That's all. Next mission. Another mission where we start with an all-infantry force. As always, we first rush to the right side of the highway to avoid enemy troops, and then cross it to destroy the psychic beacon with Tanya. Now the easy part is over. Next, we need to destroy all of the remaining Soviet forces with just our infantry. First, we send our tanks back in the transports and onto the sea. I used some of the transports for scouting, so not all of the tanks fit. I'll just leave this one here for now, probably destroy it later. Once our economy is up and running, we again use spies to help us out, and then garrison the GIs in the civilian buildings. I use those GIs to take down the power in the Soviet base. It's easy to attack the base with GIs, rocketeers, and overtake the Soviets. This mission isn't much different than when playing without limitations. The only thing we did differently is to send the 2 freed Grizzly tanks to the edge of the map. Next we capture the airport, and recapture it when the AI took it back. This time I left a seal to protect it. Now we use those air reinforcements to slowly but surely destroy the Soviet base. I did for a moment forget I was doing an infantry only run, so I used a Nighthawk transport to destroy 2 barrels and a down on its luck miner. Bad Nighthawk. At the start of this mission, we're given a few Mirages and Grizzly tanks. We use them to scout the map and leave them to be destroyed, either by the enemy or by us later. We use the extra MCV and deploy it next to Einstein's laboratory. We're going to sell most of the first base for funds, so we quickly rebuild our base at a new location. We need to defend the narrow opening, especially against the V3 rocket launchers. Once the first attack is over, the mission is pretty easy. Just mine all the ore, all the gems, spy the enemy for funds and promotions, build a bunch of Rocketeers and kill the Soviet bases. Starting with the nuclear reactors first. We don't want our Rocketeers to die in clouds of flak. There, Einstein saved. So the goal here is to destroy 3 nuclear silos to the south, but we don't see them yet. First we need to build a chronosphere. Before we can do that, we need to survive the first few attacks from the Soviets. One such attack comes from the South Island, so we build an extra prison tower and garrison the lighthouse. We send a few GIs and SEAL to the North Bridge, and then we need to sink 2 dreadnoughts. I wasn't fast enough, so they destroyed my war factory and Air Force Command Center. As you can see, I'm building a bunch of transports and SEALs. As you can guess, I'm going to chronosphere those to the Soviet base and try to use C4 on the nuclear silos. So here's my first attempt. It didn't transport all of my units, but we took down one of the silos. We have enough time for at least one more attempt. And we did it on our second try. Romanov seems so displeased. This is the second mission I had to attempt twice. The first Kilo rush was just too much. I didn't have enough anti-air available. And now on my second attempt, I didn't build miners until later in the game, and used those extra credits on more Patriot missiles. It was a pretty close call, but we made it. Like in the Mirage missions, I used the IFVs to scout, and then I let them be destroyed. But I sent the next few reinforcements to the north to chill. We don't need them today. Maybe I'll destroy them later. Next we took over the tech airport and 2 more oils, and used spies to jumpstart our economy. After that I just build up my defenses, build a chronosphere, and repair any damaged buildings. After chronosphering those 4 elite apocalypse tanks to the water, I approach with Chrono Legionnaires and erase the other black defensive structures, and it's game over, repeating the game using only infantry. So the answer to the question, is it possible to complete the Red Alert 2 Allied campaign using only infantry, is yes. Actually, it's quite easy if you're a decent Red Alert 2 player. How about the Soviet campaign, you ask? Well, that's a question for another video. If you enjoyed this video, let me know in the comments, press the like button, subscribe to the channel for more Command & Conquer content, and I'll see you in the next video, Commander.
After months of brutal fighting, Allied forces have captured Soviet Premier Romanov and his Kremlin command post late this afternoon in a dizzying show of high technology and good old military discipline. Much of the credit for the amazing success of the Allied campaign goes to a little-known commander from